Recognise this man? This is Fraser Anning. Fraser Anning is a controversial politician who lost his position at our most recent election. The reason Fraser Anning gained notoriety was because of his extreme views regarding immigration. After the recent tragedy of the Christchurch mosque shootings, he made a statement, and I quote, "The real cause of bloodshed on New Zealand's streets today is the immigration program, which allowed Muslim fanatics to migrate to New Zealand in the first place." In this statement, Anning chose to place the blame on an entire religion and people group, and this has rightly angered the community. His statement was cold-hearted, ignorant, and insensitive to the people who suffered loss in the massacre. What Fraser Anning said makes me angry. It has made our country angry, it makes the world angry, and it should make you angry. There is one person who decided to direct his anger to Fraser Anning personally, and to the angry Will Connolly. Most of you don't know the name Will Connolly, but you probably know him as the young man called Egg Boy. Will is 17 years old, and on the 16th of March he attended a political event in which Senator Anning was scheduled to speak. While Anning was restating his ignorant beliefs and reaffirming his hateful opinions, Will Connolly decided that enough was enough, so he took action. In just a moment, Connolly executed swift justice on the unsuspecting senator by smashing an egg on his head, and it is this action that has resulted in his fast rise to fame. While many of us have enjoyed watching the moment on YouTube, the question we must ask is whether Connolly's actions towards Anning were warranted. That is to say, as disgusting as Senator Anning's hate speech was an act of violence the right course of response, or is there a better way? At one level, many of us can appreciate the motivation behind Will Connolly's act, while not endorsing his action. Many of us, even in this room, can resonate with Will's desire to see a better world where injustice, hate speech, and ignorance have no public platform. From gender equality to climate change, today's younger generation want genuine change and are making their stance known. Being involved in change is something that many of us, like Will, are committed to, and we want our voices to be heard. But the tension Will Connolly's action raises in our mind is whether public humiliation, even if deserved, is the most apt response. I would suggest that there are at least two reasons why Will Connolly's egging action was not the best way forward. First, responding to someone with whom you disagree, in this case Senator Anning, with an act of violence will not help solve the issue because it does not foster dialogue and discussion. By egging Anning, Connolly was not able to stop racism, nor was he able to generate a well-supported argument about racism. He may have gained BuzzFeed headlines and a Sunrise interview, but he probably did nothing to interact with the arguments of Senator Anning or his followers. Second, Will Connolly's actions, even if a little humorous, were of a violent nature. Although it was an egg, using a physical action of hitting someone is not a good look, especially for someone trying to promote something positive. In fact, an act of violence could minimize the reputation of the one promoting change, even if they're motivated by the right reasons. It could also lead to copycat behaviour. Case in point, a few weeks ago, another woman tried to egg Scott Morrison at an event. While she might not have known Connolly, her actions mirrored his. So if violence detracts from and does not positively support change, what might be better ways of making our political voices known? First, make sure you fully understand what the issues are. This means reading widely and making sure you understand all of the different perspectives. Perhaps, better than entering a climate strike in the city, your time might be better spent thinking through real solutions in biology or geography class. Second, there is an old saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. Writing pieces and publishing them, whether as a blog, in a school magazine, or even a newspaper, gives one the opportunity to be articulate and to present clearly and logically how one thinks and feels about a certain issue. A written expression can be evaluated and wrestled with, and can foster public engagement. Third, there are other creative ways a person can express themselves publicly. For example, one might put down the pen and pick up a paintbrush and use art to channel political views. A short film, a documentary, a song can reach out to wide segments of the community and convey messages through peaceful and culturally relevant means. To conclude, many of us admire the courage and passion of young Will Connolly. It was right for him to be angry about injustice, hate speech and ignorance. While we admire his convictions and his desire to respond to Senator Anning, the manner in which the renowned egg boy demonstrated his disdain for Anning is something that should not be endorsed. To engage culture, foster dialogue, and make one's voice heard is better done through means other than violence. Writing, speaking, singing, listening, and talking will help move political discussions forward. Eggs are better served on the side of smashed avocado toast.